Finding the coordinates of 3 points reflected over an axis. In the coordinate plane, the points A, 5, 3, B, 3, -9, and C, -2, 4, are reflected over the y-axis to the points A prime, B prime, and C prime respectively. What are the coordinates of A prime, B prime, and C prime? Okay, so there's a couple different ways you could go about doing this. If you wanted, you could go get a graph, some graph paper, graph these points, and do your reflection across the y-axis. Or we could use the rules that we know in order to do it ourselves. So we know we're going across the y-axis. So even if I'm not going to graph it, I still need to picture what's going on. So if we picture here, if this is my grid, okay, I'm going to be reflecting across the y-axis. So I'm going to be going across this line. And I'm just going to do a super miniature graph of this so I have some concept of what's going on. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my first point's somewhere up here. That would be A. My next point would be 1, 2, 3, -9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3, -9 is approximately right there. That's going to be B. And C is going to be -2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So like I said, this is just a rough graph so that in my head I can picture what's going on here. So I'm going to take this triangle ABC and reflect it across this line. So again, it helps if I picture myself taking this paper and folding it right on this line. If I took my paper and folded it right on this line, my C point is going to end up on this side somewhere. My A point's going to end up over here somewhere, and my B point's going to end up over here somewhere. So roughly, this is what my new triangle is going to look like. But rough isn't enough to answer this question, so we're going to use our rule. So I'm going to rewrite the points down here so I can work with them. Here are my starting points, and I'm trying to go to A prime, B prime, and C prime. Okay? So if you get out your notes that you've seen in class on reflection, so they're your green reflection notes that say flip, our hint is right here. It says if AB, a point AB is reflected across any of these lines of reflection, there's a rule to help us figure it out. So the one that we're looking at right now is reflecting across the y-axis. Its image is now the point -AB. So we're going from AB to -AB. I notice that my A and B don't switch positions. It's still A, it's still B. But what does change is this negative. So my X value is going to become negative and my Y value is going to stay the same. So the rule, I'll just rewrite it over here. If we start with the point AB, it's going to become -A, B. So using this rule right here, I'm going to fill out this chart. So again, the A stays in position, but it becomes negative. So it's going to be -5, comma, and the B stays the same, so I'm just going to get 8. My next point, the A stays, or excuse me, the A becomes negative, so instead of +3, I'm going to have -3, and my B stays exactly how it is, so I get -9. Here, the A becomes negative, so I'm going to have a -2, or +2, and my 4 is going to stay the same. So these will be the coordinates of my new points. So just to check my work, I'm going to come back to my rough picture to make sure that I'm correct. So my A is going to be -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, +8. That's about right where I put it. Okay, so that lines up pretty good. This one's -3, 1, 2, 3, -9. So my graph, again, isn't perfect, but B prime would be about there. And C would be +2, +4, which would put it right about there. So envisioning what's going on helps me to check my answer at the end. But really, I could have done it with just the rule right here.